Greetings, Joss Junkies, and welcome back to the Buffy pilot. With part 1, we got an introduction to the protagonist and the general premise of the series. We were also left with a pulse-pounding cliffhanger ending. Hold on to your seatbelts, because we're about to begin the epicness of part 2.
Yeah, if you consider 35 minutes of a 40-minute episode taken up by characters talking epic, they might as well change the name from The Harvest to Expository Dialogue.
Oh, great, look who it is.
I don't like it any more than you do.
Seriously? Then why don't you just—
No, I'm just kidding. I love making your life a living hell.
When we last left our intrepid heroine, she was facing, shall we say, grave danger. Oh, come on, it was funny! Buffy is saved from an untimely demise by Angel's Cross. Hurrying through the graveyard, she manages to catch up with the remaining vampires and rescues Willow and Xander. Unfortunately, she learns that Jesse has been taken captive. Back at school, Giles sets up the mythos of the show, as well as the general vampire lore.
This world is older than any of you know. Contrary to popular mythology, it did not begin as a paradise. For untold eons, demons walked the earth.
Giles' understanding of demonology and magic often has him providing background on threats the group faces. This exposition role is a callback to the horror film staple of the British character that warns others about monsters and impending doom.
In time, they lost their purchase on this reality. The way was made for mortal animals, for man.
Are you crying?
Oh, this? No. My eyes are just bleeding from looking at Xander's abomination of a shirt. Oh my god, what is that?
The books tell that the last demon to leave this reality fed off a human, mixed their blood.
It looks like a Spencer's poster threw up on his chest.
Will you forget about the shirt?
I don't think I can.
Joss used a variety of sources in the creation of his version of vampires, as well as the show's overall mythology. His inspirations included folklore from several cultures and his favorite books and movies. The resulting lore was chosen based on Joss's story needs, as well as the limitations of the show's budget. The Buffyverse version of vampires are technically demons that possess corpses. Vampires mirror the attributes of the person they once were, due to the demon keeping the body's memories. As we've seen, these vampires also appear human, but reveal their demonic face when they feed. Vampires are made when they drain a human of nearly all their blood, and in turn the human drinks the vampire's blood. A vampire's undead nature is the reason why they turn to dust when they're staked. Unlike the Buffy movie, they aren't able to fly, but do have heightened supernatural strength. In a nod to classic vampire lore, they also don't cast a reflection and can't enter a home unless invited.
And their only weakness? Pronouncing words beginning with the letter S.
Slayer, sleeping, soul, strength, stars.
Back in their lair, Luke and Darla present Jesse as a sacrifice to the Master. His displeasure with their meager offering causes him to learn of the existence of the Slayer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play another round of Eric Balfour acting. Here's the scene, contestants. You've been taken captive by vampires who openly discuss killing you or using you as bait to capture your friends. Do you A. Convulse with terror, B. Cry and beg for mercy, C. Stare blankly with no emotion whatsoever? If you pick C, then you're correct. Congratulations as you begin your journey in the footsteps of the greatest thespian of our generation.
Back at school, Giles explains Buffy's duties to Willow and Xander using the KISS method.
All right. The Slayer hunts vampires. Buffy is a slayer, don't tell anyone. Well, I think that's all the vampire information you need.
The trauma of their experience, as well as the burden of knowing the secret ongoings of Sunnydale, creates a permanent bond between these friends. Xander and Willow serve as Buffy's biggest cheerleaders in her never-ending fight against the forces of darkness.
You're the Slayer, and we're like the Slayerettes.
Buffy, Xander, and Willow, along with Giles as their mentor figure, form the core cast of the series and are affectionately known as the Scooby Gang. The group discusses finding Jesse and determine the Order is located underground. Willow is able to find the blueprints for the town's electrical tunnels on the computer.
Ah, the 90s, when Hollywood treated the internet like magic.
So, all the city plans are just open to the public?
Well, in a way. I sort of stumbled onto them when I accidentally decrypted the city council's security system.
The implausibility of Willow being able to hack any online database actually led to the creation of a TV trope.
More of what we call phlebotinum. Phlebotinum was a term coined by David Greenwalt when we were trying to work out the mystical reason, the mystical ritual, the thing that would solve the thing. You know, a lot of this stuff is based on myth, a lot of it's based on horror movies, and a lot is, of course, made up for our convenience.
The term phlebotinum is defined as the versatile substance that may be rubbed on almost anything to cause an effect needed by a plot. The phlebotinum ideal will be used frequently throughout the series. Buffy leaves to find the tunnel entrance in the mausoleum, while Willow and Xander stay to help Giles research the harvest.
Rain of toads.
Right.
Rain of toads. Do you think they have anything like that in the paper?
I'll put it on the computer search. If it's in there, it'll turn up. Anything that'll lead us to vampires.
You know, if I wanted to watch people slowly walking and having boring conversations, intercut with fake-looking action scenes, I'd have just watched the Star Wars prequels.
Inside the crypt, Buffy once again runs into Angel, who warns her that she's walking into a trap. There's also hints of a mutual attraction.
Don't be expecting you.
Got a friend down there. Or at least a potential friend. Do you know what it's like to have a friend?
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
You know, considering what happens between these two characters down the road, this song choice is actually really appropriate. Yeah, just think about it, let it process.
Oh, no! Leave Toy Story alone! Buffy begins her trek and finds that Xander is secretly tagged along. She instructs him on how to kill vampires.
Crosses, garlic, stick to the heart.
Fire, beheading, sunlight, holy water, the usual.
Sunnydale has an extensive underground tunnel network which allows access to nearly anywhere in the city. These plot-convenient passages have been compared to the transporter beam in Star Trek. Back at school, Willow continues to research. Cordelia recounts her misadventure with Buffy to her best friend Harmony Kendall. Harmony is the leader of Cordy's clique, the Cordettes. Actress Mercedes McNabb holds the distinction of being the only actor to appear in both the unaired Buffy pilot and the Angel series finale, so we'll be seeing more of her character.
You hear about her old school? Booted.
Well, I exhibit no surprise.
Why was she kicked out?
Because she's a psycho loony.
No, she's not.
What?
She's not a psycho. You don't even know her.
Oh, I beg to differ, Willow.
You burned down the gym.
I did. I really did. A low-flying fatality. He had this really, really thick neck, and all I had was a little X-Acto knife.
As previously mentioned, Willow's friendship with Buffy, as well as her new outlook on life, helped develop her character. Her act of challenging Cordy shows a distinct contrast to the Willow we first met at the beginning of the episode.
Finally, the nightmare ends. Okay, so how do we save it?
Deliver.
Deliver?
Buffy and Xander manage to find Jesse, but are surrounded by the vampires who have been lying in wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, that makes sense. Shia LaBeouf must have studied under Eric Balfour.
No.
No other way out.
I don't know. Maybe, come on.
Daydreaming, hands in the sand. Daydreaming, gee, but it's grand.
Jesse leads Buffy and Xander to what he thinks is an escape route, which leads to another shocking reveal.
I don't think this is the way out.
We can't find a way back to those things. What do we do?
I got an idea.
This reveal is another example of Joss playing with conventions. We always wonder why the bad guys don't just kill the hostage, and in this case, they technically do. Buffy and Xander manage to escape by crawling through an air vent and end up outside.
And Xander uses the tension of the situation as an excuse to cop a feel.
She escaped. She walks free when I should be drinking her heart's blood right now. Careless. Master, we had a trap.
Oh my god, it's Bill!
Who?
That's what I named the homeless guy. I was worried the PA might have kicked him off the set, but no, he's still there, just chilling. You go, Bill. Don't let them tell you look completely out of place.
Buffy and Xander return to the library with their unfortunate news. Giles and Willow report on their findings and explain the nature of the harvest.
60 years ago, a very old, very powerful vampire came to this shore, not just to feed. Spanish, who first settled here, called it Boca del Infierno, roughly translated Hellmouth. It's a sort of portal between this reality and the next. This vampire hoped to open it. Opening dimensional portals is a tricky business. Odds are he got himself stuck, rather like a cork in a bottle.
Here we see another example of a plot contrivance. The writers needed a way to keep the Master contained, as they didn't want to have a confrontation between him and Buffy in every episode. This tactic created the precedent of having Buffy confront the big bad in the season finale.
And this harvest thing is to get him out.
It comes once in a century, on this night. The master can draw power from one of his minions while it feeds. Enough power to break free and open the portal. The minion is called the Vessel, and he bears this symbol.
Damn you, Mercedes-Benz, and your Nordic sorcery!
Back in the lair, the vampires begin the ceremony to turn Luke into the Master's vessel.
Luke is the vessel. Every soul he takes will feed me. And their souls...
So the Master's kind of like a giant bat.
I guess you could make that argument, but...
And he's rising out of a deadly tunnel?
Well, technically he's trying to...
And he's got to get out before the final crack of dawn.
Wait a minute! The Scoobies determine the vessel will head to the Bronze and begin their preparation.
I gotta make a stop. Won't take long.
What for?
Supplies.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Back at home, Joyce confronts Buffy as she's concerned her daughter is falling into old habits.
I have to go.
No.
Mom?
The tapes all say I should get used to saying it. No.
This is really, really important.
I know. If you don't go out, it'll be the end of the world.
And here's Joyce Summers fulfilling the ignorant authority figure stereotype, one of the dumbest cliches in horror movies. You know, the parent that can't see all the obvious supernatural events surrounding their child.
Hey, leave Joyce alone! She's a loving and supportive parent. She may not understand everything about her teenage daughter, but what parent does? Plus, their mother-daughter dynamic evolves as the series goes on. Buffy is able to sneak out and heads to meet her friends. At the Bronze, the vampires make their appearance, trapping everyone inside the building and shutting off the power.
What do you guys want, man? Huh? You want money? What's wrong with your faces?
What's wrong with your face?
Hey everybody, look! It's the first black character with more than a single line of dialogue. If this show is all about subverting horror stereotypes, I'm sure that he'll survive. And he's dead. Couldn't subvert that trope, could you, Joss?
Finding the main doors locked, Willow, Giles, and Xander head to another entrance. Meanwhile, Luke's feeding is powering the Master. Buffy sneaks through a window and scopes out the situation.
I feel him rising. Every soul brings him closer. I need another
vessel.
Tonight is...
What?
Buffy distracts Luke.
You do not get off that easily. We are not skipping this. What was that?
Let's just move on.
Why did that vampire just growl at her? Was he confirming that Luke was the vessel? Was he asserting his dominance? Was it a burp? What is the point of this scene?
I don't know!
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you in the middle of something?
you.
You didn't think I'd miss this, did you?
I hoped you'd come.
Buffy distracts Luke and keeps him from feeding on Cordelia. The Scoobies manage to break in and begin escorting the hostages out. Buffy cleverly dispatches several vampires.
Hey, they took that from Commando.
Xander confronts Jesse and makes one last attempt to reason with his friend.
I know there's still a part of you in there.
Okay, let's deal with this. Jesse was an excruciating loser who couldn't get a date with anyone in the sighted community. Look at me. I'm a new man.
This scene demonstrates Xander's greatest strength, his undying loyalty. Although he may not be the most skilled at fighting, he provides the emotional center for the Scoobies and is always looking for the good in his friends.
It also shows that Xander has no understanding of human anatomy. Aim for the heart, you idiot!
Buffy confronts Luke. Physically outmatched, she defeats him using a cunning mislead.
There's something you forgot about, too. Sunrise. Ah! It's in about 9 hours, moron.
The vessel is destroyed, the Master is contained, and the remaining vampires flee.
And it wouldn't be an early Buffy episode if Angel didn't show up and do absolutely nothing.
I take it it's over.
Did we win?
Well, we averted the apocalypse. Give us points for that.
And for managing to clear the stage of all the bodies of people you failed to save. Good job!
One thing's for sure. Nothing's ever gonna be the same.
And the following morning, everything is exactly the same. Giles explains that people tend to rationalize what they can't understand. And with all the loose ends tied up, we end the show.
All the loose ends? Really? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think everything worked out pretty well.
Where are Jesse's parents? He's been missing for over 24 hours. You think they'd have filed a missing persons report with the police or tried to contact Willow and Xander to see if they knew where he was? But no, we never see them follow up. It's a really good thing that all the parents of Sunnydale have no emotional attachment to their children because we see them drop like flies over the next 3 seasons. Plus, the pilot should not end with them at the school. It should end with them being interrogated by the police about their involvement with the murders. The only way this show exists is because of the complete incompetence of every single authority figure in Sunnydale.
The next threat we face may be something quite different.
I can hardly wait.
As our characters walk off into the figurative sunset, Giles utters the perfect sarcastic summary of the show.
The Earth is doomed.
So ends the Buffy pilot. Not only are these first 2 episodes entertaining, with their mixture of horror, drama, comedy, and action, but they also speak to us on a personal level with their likable characters and understandable issues. The best part about the pilot is seeing the immense potential for the series and anticipating the greatness it will later achieve.
Oh, gods be praised, it's finally over.
I am so tired of you, lurking in the shadows with your juvenile comments and sinister cynicism!
Sinister? Cynic. I like it.
Why can't you just let me enjoy my fandom in peace?
I think I'm gonna be around for a while.
Grr. Org.